Hello again from Central Virginia. Today I'm going to tackle some of the jobs that I need to do after I was away for a week from the garden. First thing I'm going to do today is flip that mess of a bed. That had lettuces in it, and it had some chard in it, still has some carrots in it, and there are some cucumbers that I planted that are growing up the trellis. But I have started to clear that out, and now I'm going to plant a bunch of beans in there. It's a mite warm out there, so I'm going to put on a hat. All right, let's go throw this stuff in the wheelbarrow. I think I have cleaned out just about everything. Here's a borage plant left. That's something in there. Another borage plant coming up. I have some calendula. Whoops, I just stepped on that one. Calendula that's growing. I did pull up things by the roots. I don't always do that when I'm clearing out a bed, but since I'm flipping this bed, I am. There's a good opportunity to get any little stray things that are popping up. I have some basil here and there that's popping up, some of the blue spice basil from last year, that just reseeded. And I'm going to leave that because that's going to be a good thing to go along with the beans. I'm going to go ahead and pull out this pea plant. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these arugulas that have gone to seed and flower. There's a radish. Gone to see it. Ooh, boy, that blue spice basil smells delish. I'm just going to leave that patch right there, just like it is. Here's a load for the compost. Now, I have not been very good about watering my compost. This year we've had a dry spell here. So I've now put the greens in, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a good watering. I'll try to remember to do this once a week. Going to give this one a watering too. I have a 3-bay system, if you could call it a system. The one on the end is my oldest. That'll probably be ready to use this fall. This one may be ready to use this fall also. So it's older, medium, and working on it. After I do the planting in the garden, I'm going to come back in and put some straw down on here so I have a nice big layer of browns to go on top of my new fresh greens. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen the soil, pull out my markers from before. The soil is pretty rich, and I'm just going to loosen it up a little to do this planting. It's very dry. Oh my goodness. Now I'm loosening the soil for the seeds to germinate. I'm just smoothing this out a little bit, loosening it up all the way to the edge. I do believe in planting to the edge. Here's my hot tip for a hot day. Take a break, sit in the shade a bit. So while I do that, I'll tell you what I'm going to plant. I'm going to plant 4 kinds of bush beans here. Now my flesh is starting to come, is ripening now. The second flesh will be coming in about 2 to 3 weeks. And the ones I'm putting in now will come in later in July. And so I'll have a nice steady stream of bush beans all throughout the summer. I'll probably be putting in a few more in July so that they'll carry me into the fall. Don't forget to drink your water. Be nice if the top were sealed tight. All right, let's go plant these beans. It shouldn't take too long. I'm really not doing much of anything here to the soil. I'm not adding any compost or anything like that. I just loosened it up a little bit, and I'm going to make sure that everything gets really, really, really well watered. You can see that I've made my rows just using bamboo, and that'll be sort of on the straight and narrow. The first beans that I'm going to plant are my Maxibels, which I totally love. I'm just going to place these about every 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches down the row. I have soaked these beans overnight to encourage germination, which I'm really glad I did because this soil is so dry. I have about 20 bean plants. People say, how many beans should plants per person, per family? Roughly 4 bean plants per person should do it. These are royal purple. I've not had the best luck growing royal purple beans in the past, but there's a first time for everything. We'll see. Oh, man, an ant colony here. Ants are not necessarily bad. They can help aerate the soil. Too many ants can be a problem, but I don't really see this as a problem. They're just disturbed because I disturbed them. Now these are a bean that I've had good success with before. This is the contender bean. These are a delicious green bean. Pretty reliable in my humble opinion. Contender. I want to be a contender. The final bean are Gold Rush. I'm just going to put these down this row here, sort of on the edge. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is you want to bury these about 2 inches deep. Now, an inch will do. Maybe an inch and a half is what I'll do. Just poke a hole. But man, they're pretty strong. They will push up through just about anything. About an inch in. Beans will sprout pretty quickly. Here's another tip. If you're concerned that any of your compost or purchased soil has been contaminated with grazon or something like that, a good quick test is to plant beans. And if they don't germinate, or if they, then you know that you've got soil that's not bad, because beans are pretty reliable germinators. Poking them in, covering them up, poking them in, covering them up. Okay, everybody's going to want a good watering. Well, that bed is done. As you can see, it's quite hot out here. I'm going to go inside, get a cold drink, have some lunch, and wait for this bed to grow. I'm so glad I finally got it cleaned up. It was driving me crazy. So that's the way with things in the garden. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well. Take care. Bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thanks.